of everything. You know what I mean? And this entity will always like to blame it on you, say it's your fault and you're the one who's imagining things and you're crazy. Because that's the only defense it has over this fake, nasty world it created for you. To try to persuade you away from the truth, move you away from it, entice you with other things, stress you enough to make you forget about it, to make the wrong decisions, to explode in front of someone and beat them up and go to jail, because you're getting close to the end of the rabbit hole. You almost, you have the key in your hand, you're about to open the door. Because they know that when you get a real doctor and you get a test, he cannot lie to you. He can't. He can decide not to take it out for you. It goes back to him. But legally, he can't lie to you. He has to give you a proper test and he has to give you the proper diagnosis. And if he does that, he's going to say there's something in your eyes. He can't do that legally, especially with a guy like me that records videos, puts them on YouTube, and you know, he's in on it. That's it. I'm gonna expose it if it goes too far. You know, they want to block off my YouTube channel, my website. Well, I know all the area codes in Canada and the states in the world. I'll always pick up my phone and start calling numbers. So there are always ways, guys. All right, there are always ways. All I know is once the microchip's taken out, none of this that you're seeing, all this pacing, the number of people going back and forth in cars and madness, and bags and objects and colors and movement, every time you look at them, none of this will happen. It will all disappear. It's just a microchip. This whole world will disappear. You'll see a new one. Not just with the kind of people, with the way you're being treated and the things you're getting. You'll be able to accomplish things. You'll be able to get a job easy. You'll be able to, your burger will taste better because the guy who's cooking it is not undercooking it or putting mustard instead of mayo in it for you. Stuff like that, you know? Come on, no smokers, we need a smoke. So, that's how it is, guys. Microchip. The microchip put in your eyes will make all this for you out of nowhere. Without it, it's a whole new world. How does that song go? What is it, The Lion King? A whole new world. I'm a bad singer, man. I got a bad voice too, but you know, it's a whole new world, guys. So these people, they work off the microchip. They know that in a real world, nobody hires them. They have bad energy, most of them. Imagine you're going to buy a burger and you get this really mean, miserable face in front of you. No, the joint owner is not going to want to hire people like that. So these are the kind of people you see in this world, you know. These are the kind of people, the faces. So not all of them, but the majority, about 80-90%. There are some of them that do have positions outside in real life that back this up on the inside. You know, within the ranks of the Freemasons, whatever, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. But overall, the majority, 80%, is these undesirables. It's these outcasts in society. Drunks, hoes, drug addicts, drug dealers. The majority, not all. And people that are not intelligent enough to do good, big things, to earn a couple grand a month, or too lazy. So this world contrived, made up of all these entities, it's this one that you will be introduced to through the microchip. Once the microchip's out, most of these people, if they don't live around you in the same area or have seen you at least 10, 20, 30 times, they won't even remember what you look like. Because that's what they work off, the microchip, not your face. You know, your microchip number, which is linked to theirs, which is a new assignment, they'll be assigned to your case. So they'll be chipped, the code will be put on theirs, your code, and whenever you come out and do something, they'll be sent over to where you are. And because their chip is a receiver for your transmitter, when you look at them, they feel it. I don't know how this technology works. They'll know what to do, to run, to make movement, to make noise. I don't know exactly how it functions. But that's about it. And you see all these objects in front of you, always construction everywhere. Even if they are doing construction in certain areas, sometimes they're not working, but when you pass by with a microchip, they start to work when you pass by to make you extra noise, even if at that time they weren't working. It's weird to explain it to you guys, this fucked up world, but that's exactly how it works. Excuse my français. So I'm a guy who's been to over 45 countries, made a couple $1 million in my life. I can speak, read, and write 4 languages. And I can't get a job at Tim Hortons. I don't do drugs. I don't act weird in front of people. I don't talk like this. I'm a normal, matured 43-year-old man that was deprived of a life, of a great life, because he had the talent to get one through a microchip. Illegally and without his consent, put into both of his eyes through a laser eye surgery, that pretty much he woke up to an ugly world like this. Unfortunately, not right away because he wasn't prepped, but about 20-something years later to realize that this is what made his life a living nightmare. So now that we're at this point, it's very simple. I don't have to worry about getting close to a car and someone shutting the door when I get there, or getting teased by his girlfriend or whatever. Why? Because I know once the microchip's out, all this will disappear. All of it, gone. It's an underworld created through the microchip. That's all it is. Once that's out, done. Done. All of it. You won't see any of it. Because that, it's funny. I would actually, you know what I would like to do? Maybe get, a poor animal, man. Maybe, put him in an animal and run him, but, I can't do that, from what of the abuse that I've seen in my life and torture from human beings, yeah, even though it's not mainly their fault, it's an entity that's running them. I sort of respect animals a lot more than most human beings, guys. You know what I mean? Not to say all of them. I'm pretty sure there are great human beings out there that because of the microchip, I haven't had the opportunity to meet because I was shielded from them with the microchip. It's a world that shields you from everything that's classy and beneficial and good for you out there, and surrounds you with the garbage. Not to say that these people are garbage, but their actions towards you are. Okay? That's pretty much it. That's what the microchip does to you. It turns your world upside down. You get into the underworld. You're still going to the same establishments that a couple of hours ago real good people were having fun in there, but by the time you get there, it gets flipped through your microchip. All these people will come out of nowhere and take their positions, and for some reason all those real people get out of there. How? I don't know. With what excuses, what they tell them, what they do, I don't know. So this action right here, all of them, you know what I mean? Purposely this guy drove out so far, so in case I walk back, he would turn back, A lot of these trucks you see, Garda World or whatever, and they try to get you psychological warfare, that we own everything, you're not going to be able to do it. Well, who controls your body? If the microchip's in your eyes and you decide to pull your eyes out, who can stop you from doing that? But this is the kind of message you have to send to this entity, to show it that it has no power over you. Because they're always going to hit you with psychological warfare to try to weaken you, make you afraid, make you worry, make you think you're too minimal to be able to do it. Well, if you think so, then you'll never be able to make it. So because you were put in an extreme situation, you have to take extreme measures to get out of it. That's the way life works. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's the microchip that gets you into this world. Without it, you will not see any of this. So a lot of people that they claim that they got gang stalked or whatever and this and that, I respect that. I know there are targeted people out there, but guys, if you ain't microchip, it's impossible for this to happen to you. Any of it. So if it is happening to you, you're chipped. All right? A plane. How's a plane gonna know where you are to come and make noise for you? Through your chip. So basically, once you start working your way to get this microchip out, that's when you're actually starting to do the real work to come out of this miserable world that you live in. Everything else is a waste of time, and anything else is a waste of time. It's all about moving forward, trying to get that microchip out of you. It's nothing more than that. Now I'm gonna stop this video. It's been 40-something minutes. I'll still record some more, but just to show you my environment and what it's made out of. The constant moving in bags. When I look at the doors over there, people come out. When I look over there, they move. Look, those young guys, they cough, they swing their hands. This is the microchip world that gets created for you. So you'll notice it's weird looking people doing weird things. Underground world where usually, remember the way of walking that I told you about? There's a point of it, and they all have alarms on their cars for a reason. So when they come, they create extra noise, they run, they toot the horn. It's too much action generation, draining your battery, the one I told you about. That energy free flow that the microchip wrapped into the cover, and the straws were put in all your chakras, and these guys are straw activators. Every time something like this happens, you're getting your energy drained. You're not getting anywhere. This is why they make a lot of fun of things. They say you're going around in circles. The movie Groundhog Day was made for this reason. You know what I mean? The same day, every day, you're not getting anywhere. It's all fake. All you're doing is eating, shitting, and sleeping. That's how it is. Let's see if we can bum a smoke off somebody here. No, these guys will tell me to go do myself. Come on, guys. We need cigarette. We need someone with a nice smoke. So, that's pretty much it, guys. This is what this world is. You know? Yeah. We need a cigarette, buddy. Yeah, we need a cigarette. Guys, you think anybody can feel sorry enough for us to give us a smoke? Do they have one? No, they don't. So this is the machine. This is what the machine is, pretty much. It's an energy draining, you know, sort of a project. Let's see if there's anybody smoking here. Toilet paper, you guys know a lot about toilet paper. It's huge. Keep you disgusted. That's another. They're small elements, but they do make a difference in the end. You know what I mean? Because it's being repeated over and over and over again. Look at the constant busyness around me. Look, everywhere I go, look. But this is the machine trying to drain you and suck you of your energy. Take that battery power, you know? We're not supposed to be batteries, but because we got chipped, we got wrapped with the cover of the battery. I keep on repeating that, but I really want you guys to understand that, because that's what it's all about. That's what the microchip does to you. Now that I have a really clear understanding of it. So, even if I have to study to realize how I could do the surgery and take it out myself and risk losing an eye while doing it, I'll do that. Because that's the only thing that's going to make me free. Once you understand that fact, once you grasp that, then you'll know what to do. So it's supposed to be about mistreatment, dirty looks, ignoring you, the opposite sex ignoring you, not smiling to you, anything that could tick you, anything that could, you know. Now, when you have a partner, those things don't affect you as much. You won't even be looking that way. But when you don't have one, you have that emptiness, those things affect you more. So this is why you see a lot of partners mingling together, pregnant, about to have kids. I'm 43, I don't have one yet. So it's everything to tease you. All those teasing over and over again, it's going to that straw that's in your chakra, going, keeping you annoyed and irritated and miserable. Right? Come on, guys, nobody smokes anymore. Nobody. Oh, these guys are brutal. These guys won't do it. These guys won't do it. Guys, we're gonna go back home with no smokes tonight. We're gonna be deprived of a cigarette. We need to bum one. Oh, let's go bum one off this guy. See if it works. So this, when you get to somewhere, cars come in, everything, guys. Everything. That's the whole point. That's the whole idea. It's to keep you drained of that, you know, sort of energy. And that's it. And that's it, guys. You wouldn't happen to have an extra cigarette, would you? Cigarette? Thanks, I appreciate it. I don't do this usually. I feel bad, but it's a bad day. I don't even have a lighter. Thanks. You have a lighter? Bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Thanks. Have a good night. So, when this happens to you, when you get a smoke, it's because the machine wants to give you one. Otherwise, you won't get it, guys. I know this sounds weird, but when you know you're surrounded by everybody that's a part of the same clan, that's paid to go there, The decision to give you, remember those two, the pregnant one and that guy we saw earlier in the store over here? I'm going to show you something. Come. That's the reason why I see a lot of pregnant women. I see an average of 20 daily. I'm not kidding. 20 daily. And no, I don't work in a fertility clinic. There's no reason for me to see that. So there's a reason for that. This is pure psychological warfare. A 43-year-old man that's not married, that doesn't have any kids, what could a middle-aged man ask for more than anything? Not a girlfriend, not sex, not any of that. Those are the things that, you know, they already passed. You want a family, you want to have a kid, you know, you want to feel like a father. So this is the strongest weapon that they attack me with mostly. Or as soon as I turn this way, I see this guy grabbing both of his kids up in the air and kissing them. One's 1 year old, the other one's 2. Those are the elements that are this huge straw stuck into one of your chakras. It's going. When you see those 2 kids and the dad smiling and everything, and you know his woman backing him up, this is like going to someone like me. So that's why they keep on repeating those elements in front of me in a lot of my surroundings, if you look at my old videos, because that's draining the battery more than anything. How do they know that about me? Well, they know my situation, what I go through. They have my internet tapped. They know what I like, what I don't like, how I think, what kind of food I like, everything. So once you get the microchip in you, it owns you because they could see through it. It's on your optic nerve. Basically, they could see what you see and hear what you're saying and hear what you hear, guys. Check it out. They're playing God. And it's so hard to beat someone like that because he's in you and he's controlling your surroundings. You know how tough it is to fight someone like that? Who knows every single step you take forward, what makes you feel good, and gives you the opposite of that. You're getting shots in your head all day long. All day. So this is the real Truman Show, guys. That's how it is. That's how it's set up. It's through a microchip. That's how that world gets designed. Not logistically and geographically. They take someone on an island. No. Through the microchip, you will start to see an underground world appears when you come out only, that doesn't really exist when you're not there. And they're dying to protect it. They're coming from all over the place. I've seen over 1 million people in the last year, even more, maybe 2 million, from all over the place because I'm strong. I'm about to rip it. Because if I come out of it, it's a huge example for the rest. The system won't function anymore. Because it's all about ideas, life, guys. It's all about believing that we can do it. So whoever else this was done to, once I come out, then it will be believable. That's a huge problem for this underground world that the... Sorry guys, I had to delete some really important videos for you from the past, May 22nd. I'll upload them tonight to record some more. So this is the underground world that the elites created, had plans for a long time ago for it to take place in the future when they eliminate everybody in the middle who's competent, because they don't want them around. They're a threat to them because they're real human beings. These ones are too, but they're weak. They're already controlled. They were already recruited, part of their Freemasonic lodges, the recruitment agency, worldwide recruitment agency for this zombie world to exist. That's the whole point why they did that 300 years ago. This is a plan that's been going on for a long time. So the technology they came up with, the microchip, George Orwell's 1984, all those movies, Huxley's, Brave New World, all the stuff that you see, it was all, the idea is to implement this. What you're seeing in this underground world through a microchip, it becomes alive. It exists. It starts to exist. That without it, it won't. So this microchip world where people in stores barely know how to cook the burger, you go to see a dentist, you get an assistant who just took a 3-month course in something, who's working on your teeth. This is the world that they want to put people in so they can never progress and move forward and get nurtured and get things done right. To keep you always struggling, going around in circles and confused It drives you nuts. You become schizophrenic, you go crazy, you get depressed, you start doing drugs, you commit suicide, you go out there murder 20 people. All those stories that you hear out there in the world. But these guys, how do you know how they got insane? How do you know their situation? Human beings are not naturally like that, guys. They're not psychotic. So now that I bummed the smoke, I see people smoking coming my way in order to later on say, shit, I should have held that cigarette and asked for another one. But because they know my mentality, they're specifically lining up people on the road for you to feel an ooh out of each one, a blow, which is an energy drainage to, where is it? I'm going to show it to you guys again, to this. Another straw that went. So it's this underground world that's in jeopardy since I woke up last year, because I'm a very efficient fighter. It's in jeopardy worldwide. They want me out of here because they've used all they could use here in Canada. They can't do anymore according to the laws and rules. This underground world has to follow the guidelines of that particular country, because it's not the government doing this. This is a private entity, a covert entity that's working and trying not to bend the rules too much of that particular country. It does have in the hierarchy most people on its side, the mayors, the prime ministers, the whatever, but there's still a common sense and common knowledge between people that they're afraid of. Even these guys on top, that if this comes out, they won't be able to control it too much. They will lose and give you what you want. You have to remember that. That's a power you'll always have, depending on what country you're in. The more laws and rules your country has, the more you're able to do. But then again, Down syndrome, everything. But then again, not just that. Look at that guy over there. That's what I'm pointing at. But then again, if you were in a country that's dangerous, this can be done to you. People stalking you and flipping people around. These guys will take out their gun and blow their heads off. But because these countries here have laws and rules, you have its pros and you have its cons. You know, but that's how this entity operates. It operates in secret, behind doors, in every single country on the planet. You know, because this is the world that they want to take over after all these establishments collapse and they eliminate the middle class. This is the kind of world that they want to exist. Because then they'll say the machines will do the work and these guys will just be the zombies that we have full control of. And whenever we have a really sort of smart guy, we can target him that way with these people. That's the plan. And this is the underground world that's supposed to take place after that one collapses, because this one is completely incompetent. They don't want a competent world for people to have, to run and do their things. They don't want that. They're trying to eliminate that world. Only in that world they're keeping a couple of doctors here, a couple of doctors there that will take care of the elites, or, you know, certain people within the hierarchy. But they're pretty much eliminating 80% of humanity, the ones that can function, the ones that have decency, the ones that can do things. They're keeping them in the dark now, and they're slowly attacking one by one with a microchip without their consent and draining them into this underground world that I live in, that I'm trying to come out of. And it's the only way is to get a microchip out, because that's the only thing that puts me in it. So these faces, these people that you see, I won't even see them in a real world. I'll bump into one here and there if they're doing their own thing, but these are the kind of creatures that come out in the dark through the microchip to make a living, because they work for the private entity that operates in the back doors, back channels. That's pretty much what this is, guys. This is like almost an hour now that I made this video. It'd be nice to get another smoke before I go home, take a nice shower, grab something and go to bed. But if we don't, we don't. The honking, the machine has to run. I have to get a dose of noise and movement around me. See, now there's no air. There hasn't been air all night. I've experienced it earlier. The air comes in when the machine, when there's no cars and people to make noise and movement, then the air kicks in so the leaves can move then. The air is at the end. When there's no insects, no animals, no people, no cars, then the air kicks in. So all the stuff that they threw on the floor, balloons, bags, leaves, grass, the air will come and move it so it can keep on creating movement for you too. That's pretty much it. Look, the air's kicking in now a little bit. Let me see. No, just a tiny bit. I don't know how they do this. I know, it's mind-boggling. It sounds crazy, but it does work through the microchip. So that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. It's they've cut down on the garbage a lot, but still in my area they still throw it out, because a lot of garbage, not only it ruins that view, it puts all these white spots in there, it makes it cluttery, and the lights and everything, it disgusts you. Once in a while you see something like this, it's fine, then you go back to your natural environment, it doesn't affect you. But they're like needles. When it's around you, everywhere you go, it does drain you eventually. It's a straw into that battery going. That's how this works, guys. Couldn't have described it better for you tonight. So, I'm in a great mood, high spirits. You always have to be like that in this world, because then you're creating an extra coat around that battery where the straws that are digged in there are blocked. They're not functioning. They're not able to take out energy from you, siphon energy, and harvest it. You gotta remember, it's all about energy. We're small energy creatures. We're like small dots of energy, human beings. Some of us are AA, some of us are AAA, and some of us, when this is done to, are super titanium. That's why they put them in this world. So all that energy doesn't explode out there in society and creates problem for them, like the Malcolm X's and Martin Luther King's. They put it under control right away. They wrap it into a battery, stick the microchip, dig straws into it like Neo in the Matrix, and siphon its energy out with this machine around it. I feel like I should hear something like this right now. I deserve a clap. I can't clap with one hand, but if I clap with two hands, we'll lose the phone, guys. And can't see how I could have described it for you any better. All these things, bright fluorescent colors. If you notice, they hurt the eyes a bit. Really bright colors, if you look at them for a long time, or fluorescent colors or lights, but that's why they hurt your eyes a bit, because they're siphoning energy out of you. There's a reason why they use them. It's a science. And did we ask this guy for smoke? Yeah, he said no. Should we ask him again? Maybe he'll say yes. No, we're not that low. Come on, we still have a bit of pride, right? And this frigging ugly machine with garbage everywhere. So, that's about it. We had a nice walk. It's beautiful weather, man. I finally feel like it's summertime, August. I feel like going back there, actually. I will. Let's do that again. And that's it, guys. See those red curtains up there? Another red curtain. See how it sticks out, the red curtain over there? You see what I mean? There's a reason why they do that. Because it's my area for me to walk back and see those. See how it sticks out? That's what it does to the eyes. That's why a lot of these cars, as they pass by, they slam on their brakes for me to see the red lights. Because too many of them will drain energy from you, right? And broken things on the floor, broken tables, broken elements, broken things. Those things are also, they drain energy out of you because it's depressing. It's something ugly, broken. It resembles disability. It resembles sickness. All that stuff, you know? So psychologically, disabilities, canes, wheelchairs, Down syndrome, not that we're saying anything bad about these people, but they're not healthy things. Nobody wants to be disabled if they're not. Nobody wants to walk on a cane if they don't have to. Nobody wants to have Down syndrome if they don't. So all those things, because they're negativity is a huge, huge energy sucker, guys. It makes you miserable. This is why you're surrounded with a lot of negative events on TV, the news, disasters in the world. If there's one true story of some father raping his 7-year-old girl, which is a disastrous thing. That story will get mentioned 100 times, will get repeated 1,000 times for that negative, to keep reminding you of negative energy, something negative that happened. All those things are energy suckers. Information is huge. Negative information, negative stories, negativity. Now I smell garbage. Purposely they put garbage over there that smells, and when I get here the wind activates, so the garbage smell goes right into my nose. I know this sounds weird, guys. Watch my other videos so you don't think I'm some kind of nutcase. People moving in the lobby as I get to it. Going inside right now so I can see those things move in front of me. Movement everywhere you go. It's this battery that's bondaged up and strapped. It's got tubes and straws stuck in it and going just like Neo in the Matrix. Same idea. This is a Matrix. This is the real Matrix that they're talking about in the movie The Matrix. That's how it works, guys. The lights in my building, strategic, blue, purple, all those things. Believe it or not, it's small minor things. If you see them once or twice, no biggie. But when they're around you all day long, they do end up making a difference. They always do. So they're waiting for me to get there, look. They're waiting. Look, now I'm looking at them. They're gonna move, go in, come out, fix up their stuff. They want me to see them. They're pretending they're talking now. They're waiting for me to go in so they go inside with me. There we go, 1, 2, 3, activation. Now they're gonna go and shut the doors and walk upstairs with me. Watch. As soon as I get there, see? She's starting to make her way so they can stay around me inside. See how it worked out so perfectly? If you timed it, you couldn't have done it better. It's just like a downloaded computer program. That's the idea. This is how you gotta think of it, to time it like that, because it doesn't look like it, right? You coming? See that? The negative looks, the energy, everything. You're supposed to sense that. Bad looks, dirty looks, they gotta have it in them too. You know? Imagine you're surrounded all day with these dirty looks everywhere you go. You become miserable. Those are all energy drainers. It's negative energy. And it siphons real light out of you, real energy. So it's a machine, but it won't function without those 2 dots in your eyes, those 2 microchips. None of this will exist. They won't appear, you won't see them, they won't know where you are, they don't know what to do. That's what links you to all this underground world, nothing else.